Get it like that. Oh shoot, where did it go? Hi, Haiti.
Hey, good morning.
How you doing?
I'm okay. How about yourself?
Good. Let me see. I'm trying to get the. How do you do that? Maybe I had to take it off of the. I'm trying to see something. How do you do it? I don't know. Let me see. Maybe I had to click off everything. He, uh, can you guys see the screen or no?
No.
Okay. Oh, okay. Where's MT4? Okay, so why did it freeze? Okay, so you want to go on the higher time frame when you're, because the lower the time frames, of course, the less it has data for you to go back and look at. So when you're going into a new month, then you want to have a perspective on how the market moved last year, right? So that way you can try to, you could like be ahead of the curve and see like how the market is, what actually affect what's going on today. So this is very important because you'll see how it all aligns with an economic cycle, because every time there's like a huge impact in the market where the market starts selling, if you look back in the past and see exactly what time that has started, then you could kind of have a perspective of how the market will move currently. And if you see, especially like if we look back in the past, which I showed y'all this plenty of times, but I'll show another example. But if you look back in the past plenty of times, like if you look back the time when COVID started, what else we had last year? Last year, October, is they had the what they call a black swan event, where pretty much the market sells like every September, October. And if you back test it, you can literally see that every October, September, the market just sells. So this year, just knowing that perspective, I will be looking at wholesales around that time, because it's just like basically very repetitive, and the market just does the same thing all the time around the same time, really. And then it makes more sense when they come out with like breaking news and stuff like that, and you just know, you like I said, anything bad that comes out in the in the news, then that pretty much is going to have the market to sell. It's not going to buy. So when you know that, you look back in the past and see, okay, the market sold around this time, they're coming out with breaking news, everything is coming to confluence, and that gives you more confidence to hold that sell, and just to know when how long you can hold it, really. And that's how you capitalize off of the downside of the market, because a lot of people don't know that you can just literally make money from the market just selling. And that's the great thing about Forex, because a lot of people are just mainly into stocks, and some people don't get to take advantage of these sales. So just looking back at last year, you can see that around the same time last year, the market just started selling off. This was this was April 19th, 2021. April 19th, you can start seeing that the market just starts like free falling. It just started free falling. Going into April 20th, which yesterday was April 21st. So look at how the market has shifted. It did it a day earlier last year, but this would have gave you more insight to look for that sell, because we knew around this time that the market just started dropping. So when we was on Zoom call on Monday, I was saying that, the market will buy a little, because this is where we came back from last week. Last week, literally on the same day, you go look back, I'll show you. If you look back at last week, literally on the same day, Thursday, before it was Good Friday, because the market was closed on Friday, this is where the market started selling down. Then I was like, okay, looking back in the past, that's why we had that big impulse buy like Monday and Tuesday. Yeah, then we had price come push back up. And I was like, starting for the new week, I'm like, we can expect these buys to happen. So for those highs to get cleared out, and then we can expect a midweek reversal, which we did. Yesterday, the market just pretty much sold down all of it, especially for NAS. It sold back down to the Sunday open. It sold back down to the Sunday open. That's how far it dropped yesterday. So when you look into looking into that perspective, then you just look into how and when that sell is going to come. Another thing too, me and Mike talked about this. When we looked on Forex Factory, if you look at how far this had dropped, this was like 332 pips that it had dropped. When we seen that it was going to be so many news folders yesterday, I'm like, okay. And the Fed Powell speaks. I already know. I already know this is the time where the market gonna drop. When you put all of this in confluence, it makes sense. I'm telling you, it makes sense. Good morning, Ashley.
Good morning.
Yeah, so it makes sense. So when you look at how these news folders, it was so many news folders that occurred yesterday. So the Fed, the Fed Powell, he's actually more powerful, to be honest, to me, than Joe Biden. Joe Biden don't have really an effect in the market. Fed Powell does. He's the one that is involved with how inflation is, increasing right now, to be honest.
He run the money.
Yeah. So looking at how and like I said, you could always look at these folders like prior to any day. You can always look at it ahead of time, so you can just be able to have a perspective of when price will start picking up volatility. So I had messaged y'all in the chat. It was like, it's going to be a lot of volatility tomorrow in the market, which was yesterday. So look at the time that he spoke. 11 o'clock, Fed Chair Powell speaks. Then he spoke again at 1 o'clock. After he had those two speeches, and that's why you always want to pay attention to him, because he has a lot of influence in the market, and he also have those speeches which you can watch that pretty much dictates how the market moves. So when I seen that like a day before the market was going to sell, I was like, okay, whatever he gonna say in that speech is gonna have the market to either buy up drastically or sell. But I was already knowing that, since we know that price didn't push down to that Sunday open, it had to sell. It had to come back and sell. We never had a midweek reversal. If I'm honest, we never had a midweek reversal. So when you take all of that into confluence, you look back into last year, the market sold literally around the same time. It just sold a day before yesterday. Okay, in our current time. So look, we fast forward to yesterday. Let me get rid of this. Okay, so we look at how this was February 21st. This was yesterday. We just came from February 20th, 2021 last year, when the market sold, like I said, a day earlier. But you know that the world shift around, right? The world timing shift around. So like I said, it did a day earlier last year, and look at how the next day during the same time this year, it did it the next day, February 21st, the market sold off. So if you did take the bias is still valid, still very much valid. So literally at 9:30, I'm going to so if you took NAS, the buy was valid. I didn't take NAS for the buy. I wanted to, trust me, it was very enticing. But I said, you know what? I just want to wait, especially when I tell y'all, when the Fed Powell have a speech like during whenever time it usually is like around 1 o'clock. He just had another one early. He have it like sometimes around 10 o'clock, not usually 11. He'll just have it like around 10 o'clock or 1 o'clock, most likely 2 in the afternoon. And those be the moves I tell y'all to wait on, because the market will basically BS you, right? The market will basically just try to consolidate in a sense. It'll give some pips. Don't get me wrong. It'll give some pips because we know 9:30 has the most volatility. But the real move happens when this man speaks. So if you can actually, put in perspective of how he articulate his words and what he's talking about, like I said, if he doesn't give any good results in that speech where he wants to improve the economy, if anything is just going downhill, then you know that you want to just sell. So looking at 9:30 exactly, price pushed up. So if you had took this buy, like I said, it was still valid. I missed out on it. I was kind of mad, but I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna just wait because I feel like the market gonna sell. So just looking at how the buy played out, like I said, we were above the breakout zone. Pretty much price high came to this area. It retested these candles. So if you had took the entry at a break and retest, waiting for price to come above this previous candle right here, shot up for 92 pips. That was still good. If you took that, kudos to you, because that was still good. Okay. But if you look at it, price made a stop hunt. It literally came to yesterday's highs and didn't buy beyond that. So if you zooming out, looking at the bigger picture, you can see it was multiple attempts where price tried to come to this area and it just kept rejecting it. So like I said, the higher price goes into resistance, the more likely it's easier to fall until it breaks that level, right? So look at how many times if we're zooming out, look at how many times it tried to come to this level and it just fell. And this is the repetition that you can see how every time it came to this area, fall. Every time it comes to the area, fall. Come to this area, fall. It literally tried to come back again, fall. Came, fall, came again and fell. Okay. So you have to train your eye to see this stuff and just zoom out and look at the bigger picture, because you're going to see exactly how price kept rejecting this area and just pretty much just kept falling. So let's talk about how the market just came to this area and just reversed. So this is where I had took my entry. So I was, trust me, this was really enticing to take when it came down here, but I said, you know what? I'm gonna wait till it comes to the breakout zone. So this is my security. I could literally see that the market, excuse me, I could literally see that the market is just like selling, and I know it's gonna come to the breakout zone. But for me particularly, I like to wait for it to come to the breakout zone. It just give me a little bit more security of it dropping where it needs to go. So even if you took the buy, got out the buy and whatever, you just see how the market came in reverse. And this happened literally when he spoke. So like I said, he had a news folder at what, 11 o'clock yesterday. So this was 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. So when he spoke at 11 o'clock, the market just started dropping. It just started dropping for the rest of the day. So this is where I had took an entry. To be honest, what day was that? Wednesday when I had called out the NAS sell, right? Wednesday when I called out the NAS sell, our entry was at 140.65, wasn't it? Yeah, 140.65. It was at 140.65. So this is the setup I had called out yesterday. I'm sorry, on Wednesday. This is the setup I had called out on Wednesday. When I seen that price came back down, yesterday to the same entry I called out on Wednesday, I said, okay, that y'all giving me enough confirmation right now. Y'all giving me enough confirmation that this market gonna sell, okay? So look at the ADX, scream and sell. The momentum is just high, very high. So the entry I had called out on Wednesday, it had hit the TP eventually. Like it consolidated a little bit in it, but eventually I had the TP. I had held it through because I was just like, you know what, you ain't gonna fake me out. It's not gonna happen. So when I seen price came back to that same entry where I actually had called out on Wednesday, I was like, okay, well, this thing is about to do it again. It's going to retest that area and drop even more. I know it is, because it's not going to just come back down here and not clear out no lows. So like I said, when you zoom out, when the market is bearish, when the market is selling, you want to look to see what is it going to be your target. So my entry was down here at the breakout zone. Seeing price come to the breakout zone, I'm like, okay, when you zoom out and go onto the hour time frame, look to the left to see what lows need to be cleared out, because when the market drops, all it's doing is taking out previous orders in the market and having the market sell down back to the areas where it previously sold at. So if you're looking at this candle right here, you can see how it came, knocked out these lows, came to these lows, continuously kept dropping until these lows get cleared out. Look at the next set of lows until it came back down here, which was the Sunday open. So this is something I always tell y'all every single week, where you can take advantage of the Sunday open, because price is always going to come back and play into it. The Sunday open is simply where the market opens on Sunday, and when you see price pushes away from it, from on like during the beginning of the week, expect a midweek reversal for price to come back down and play back into that sell. So even if you did not take a sell during the early stages of when it started selling, you could have set an alert on TradingView and just waited for price to come back to that Sunday open, which is exactly where the market opened on Sunday, and that sell would have been valid, because guess what? All price was doing was looking to come back, play into that Sunday open and drop even more. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, so just go on the 4 hour time frame, because it looks more better for you to see. So yeah, so you see how this was a Sunday open. You see price came, play back into it, and literally anybody who had press sell on their phone yesterday made some money. I don't care where you enter that. Because Nas dropped for 604 pips yesterday. That was crazy.
Wow.
600 starting from up here, 604 pips. You know what I'm saying? So at any moment, you could have definitely made money yesterday. But like I said, even if you didn't get it at the top up here, you see price come to, that's why I say always mark up your Sunday open, because price is gonna always come back, play into it. So even if you had got in, you had entered a sell at the top of the Sunday open, you just slide to the left and see how it just came free falling, came back to this box, came back to this area, drop some more, so it can take out this low, make a new low in the market. After it makes that new low in the market, then we can look to take price back up to the upside, at least 50% or halfway, all the way up, or all the way back up. So that's NOS for the week. Pretty much XPX did the same thing. So yeah, because XPX is literally the baby version of US30 and NOS, but really the baby version of US30. But XPX still dropped a lot. What, 126 pips? 126 pips for yesterday. Still a lot. Let me see. What day was this? Yeah, same thing. Same thing for XPX. That's why I say always mark up your Sunday open, because you're gonna see price come back and play into it. And this is money sitting right there. Money sitting right there. Like I said, if you ain't take it up here, guess what? Breakout zone, the breakout zone right here for the Sunday open, Price came back, slide over to the right. Look how it came back, played into the Sunday open. To be honest, XPX still may have some dropping to do because it didn't necessarily, it came down to it. You can see this wick right here. It came down to it, but it didn't necessarily clear it out. So XPX, I'm not gonna lie, it could probably just come down just a little bit more below S1. At least come down here, right? Come down here, drop some more a little bit before it started going back up. So market about to open in about 7 minutes, the New York Stock Exchange. So we'll see how that wants to play out. But yeah, it could definitely, you know, sell down some more. I'll see if there's any news folders. Check and see if there's any news folders in a minute. US30, we ain't even got it. US30, honestly, still have some dropping to do. If I'm looking at it in a perspective where these lows needs to be cleared out, then US30 is just really slow poking right now. It dropped a lot, granted. However, this sell movement is not done. We want to see it come play down here. Nas just took a early, Nas be moving faster than US30, but gradually everything else like XPX and US30 will align with it. So just looking at US30, you want to see these lows get cleared out. We want to see it come drop down here to these lows because this was on Tuesday. Tuesday, it pushed up so much on Tuesday. This was crazy. This was crazy. It pushed up a lot on Tuesday. So if it's gonna sell, it got a lot of recovering to do. At least to come back down to that Sunday open, which would be like where? Right here, down here in this area. So if we don't get that today, then maybe sometime next week it'll push down here first, and then, you know, then we'll look to take it back up. But how I was looking at it is that the market honestly got more selling to do than buying, because if you go back and look into last year, same time last year, May, the beginning, like I think the middle of May, price was really selling a lot. So this month about to be over with in a couple of days. So just looking at how May, what happened in May, then look, this was May 11, 2021. So just looking at how, just like I said, look at the same time around last year. Look at literally, look, this, I can't make this up. So when you look at how February 20th was. February 20th, when the market started selling, that was just 2 days ago. 2021, market started selling off. Okay, then it bought back up, and you see how literally when the markets, like I said, when the market sells like that is abnormal. So a lot of times you will have the market where it comes to correct itself and it buys back up all the way, like I said, either 50% or basically all the way where the market sold off from. And you see that the markets just started to push back down, which is looking at it from last year, it's the same time. The market came and dropped. How many pips is that? 409 pips. It makes sense. It makes sense. So literally around the same time, you're doing the same thing. And then I said, so after that selling, we had the market consolidate a little bit, drop down, buy back up. You can see that from where it sold off from, the market came, bought back up, and then after it bought back up, we sold down. We sold down like in the middle of May. So yeah, we could have a push back up, like I'm talking about for right now. We could have a push back up maybe sometime next week, a strong push back up, and then guess what? Going into May, the middle of May, we're gonna have another drop. So I will be anticipating for. I will be on the lookout for that. So if they come out with any bad news, I'm holding that sell, okay? I'm holding that sell. So, because you just know, like I said, when you just study your pair and just understand how the market moves, you're going to be prepared for whatever happens in the down market, in the up market, whatever. The market didn't start buying until like June. until like June, yeah, June 21st, then started buying back up. Then we had another drop in July, started buying back up until, like I said, remember I said earlier, September is historically known for the market to have like what they call, like I said, a black swan event where the market just starts selling. So when y'all notice going into like September, you better put in them sales. Because the market is gonna have another fall. It's gonna have another fall. And then as far as like October, November, then the market just starts flying back up until like December. So you can see like right here, this is when October came, the market just started buying back up, started recovering and started buying back up after that. So, yep. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah.
Good. So, I didn't really press the trade today. That's just a market review. However, just looking at it, we could watch it if y'all want to. You just watch it, but let me see. Where's the breakout zone for this? I guess like with XVX would need to come because the breakout zone is not there. I don't know why. Maybe because it's so gappy, it's so long, but the breakout zone is right here to 43.65. So I want to see. Let me see. Is this okay? Yeah, that would technically be the breakout zone. So if price is gonna sell, then it needs to really come back down here to like about 43.62. About 43.62 if it's gonna sell off. But I'll just be looking to see what it do. I'm really trying to trade today. yesterday, and that's another thing too. So it's like when you get into the market, when you have a good day, just take your money. Because a lot of times, including myself, like speak for myself, a lot of times when we get into the market, we have a good day, and then the next day we want to get into the market to get some more, and then it actually end up taking back what the heck we got. Okay. Taking back what the heck we got. So, some days you gotta trade. Like some days just be comfortable with taking your profit, and then the next day just see the market play out for itself. Every day you don't necessarily have to trade, but if you see a setup, then take it, of course. However, we don't want to give back money to these brokers. We want to take money from them. So, especially off of the skill that we know. So, and like I said, this is for you to invest into the long run. You know what I'm saying? So, when we already have the skill, and once we got the skill, this is gonna be paying you for the rest of your life, as long as you apply it right. This will be paying you for the rest of your life. Let me see. It's 9:31 right now. What is the market? Oh shoot! Yeah. What the hell? Yeah, it already came to the breakout zone with this one. Yeah. Let's see. Like I said, US30 is like it's not, but that was a little big push just there. But US30, like I said, US30, I want to see it come back and play to this area down here because it didn't necessarily drop already. Let's see if it's any news folders. Where is it? No, it's also. I don't know why it's not coming up. Yeah, it's not coming up on the computer, but looking at it on my phone, then we got two orange folders at 9:45. It's called Flash Factoring PMI and Flash Services PMI. So we got two news folders, two USD news folders at 9:45, and we got a GBP folder at 10:30. So GBP it's a red folder, so GBP should be spiking at 10:30 then. 10:30 or a little bit after. So yeah, I'll be waiting for like 9:45. I'm just gonna watch it, see how it play out. If the setup comes, then I'll take it. But let me look at Nas real quick. Oh, Nas is trying to buy. So let me see. Nas look like it wants to buy. Because Nas already did what it needed to do. So in a sense, US30, I'm not gonna lie, it probably try to push down first before it started buying back up, because it didn't really, like I said, this area is still needs to, it's like, this is what they call liquidity. So you see this, like this open space down here, this is called liquidity, where money just sitting down here. So eventually, sometime, some way, somehow, they need to push price down to this area before they start taking it up to the upside. Nas already did the job. Nas already did it. So if they continue to buy, it'll make sense. One, because it can it needs to, like I said, cover 50% of where it sold off. So if Nas does buy, then at least to up here it'll try to buy back up into. So if it stays consistent, but it's Friday. I ain't pressed to trade, to be honest. I'm just giving a perspective, but this is where the market need to push down to, and until it does that, then I don't really see no buying with US30. I really don't. SPX2, I want to see SPX just really come back down, and then take it, like it came there, but it didn't really like finish the move. So I want to see SPX come back down and just come play back into the Sunday open and drop some more, and then before it started taking up to the upside, before it do that little reversal. But you can see right now it's already starting already starting to try to drop, so I can come to that area. Oh yeah, you see, look at US30. Yeah, US30. Yeah, so that's it, folks. Y'all got any questions? The Zoom call about to end. Does that make sense? Hopefully the Zoom call was helpful.
Yes. Yes, it was.
Good. I'm glad.
Okay, yeah.
I'm glad. So yeah.
So basically wait till it drops to retest the lows.
Yes, ma'am. So yeah, so XPX, XPX, I would say for like 43.62. If it goes down there. But I would say there's a news for that 9:45, so I'll just be looking at it to see if this sell is going to continue, or are they going to reverse it. But honestly, like I said, I don't know the timing of when they would move the stuff, but I just know the moves before it happened. But I would assume they would at least push it down before they try to take it up. So that's what I want to see. But if it doesn't do that, then eventually it will, because this move is not finished. It's not finished. Got US30 trying to come down. So 9:45, could probably just start seriously pushing down, maybe 10 o'clock too. Yeah, so Zoom call about it in 2 minutes. So thank y'all for getting on the call. I appreciate y'all all.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No problem. I hope y'all have a great weekend. Stay safe.
You as well. You as well.
All right, bye.